What's up, ReadyUpLive? Greenskull here to show you Halo 4 in 1080p, 60 frames per second. Yes, that's really how it is. There are some browsers that can't show this, but I know for sure that Chrome does, so you should be using Chrome anyway. But use Chrome, switch it to 720p or 1080p, and you will see it in glorious 60 frames per second. So let's check out this intro cutscene, and I'll keep talking a little later.
Stay low. Recon sortie heading this way. The ship looks intact.
Something tells me that's only because the Didact wanted it that way.
This is last key to UNSC Infinity. We're up to our next bad guys down here. Does anyone read?
This is Sierra 117 of the UNSC Forward Under Dawn. We're on station, ready to assist.
Negative copy. Sounded like you said forward at the dawn coming in.
Signal's bouncing in and out. I can't clean it up.
Light up their friend or foe tags. We're gonna need something to zero in on.
I'm honestly immediately surprised by how good it looks. It's an interesting thing how, people will always say, especially lately, the big argument between 30 frames and 60 frames, it does make a difference. However, I'm kind of on the fence about it. I mean, it's not a big concern for me. Like, I don't truly care. Yeah, it's smoother, it's nicer. 30 frames is, and here, don't hate me for this. I'm going to justify it in a second, but 30 frames, they're not wrong that it is more cinematic, as Ubisoft likes to say, as everyone pokes fun at them for saying. That's true-ish in a way, but by no means is it a good argument for not having 60 frames. Like, 60 frames looks good. One of the joys of video games is that we can have this more realistic experience by having 60 frames. Your eye can see the difference, and it's just smooth is the first thing you notice. So it's funny that the day I uploaded all my first content a couple days ago now, all this new Halo content, I decided to put them at 60 frames anyway and just see what would happen. And sure enough, that happened to be the day. We didn't know that YouTube enabled 60 frames per second. And it was like, I did not expect that. So everyone was getting all these comments, people saying, is this 60 frames? It looks very smooth. And I was looking at myself and going, what render settings did I change to make this look so smooth? And we had this big argument over Twitter of it. Some were saying, no, it's definitely 30. Some were saying it really looks 60. And then sure enough, 60 frames per second. So all of my Halo videos lately have been in 60 frames. Glorious 1080p, 60 frames per second. So you can finally really see it on YouTube. Before you had to kind of go to IGN, there's a few sites you had to go to, but now you can see all this joyful content here on YouTube, all this 60 frames per second stuff. So now it's going to be a big factor. I noticed there are still a lot of really big YouTubers who only upload 720p 30 frames per second. I even saw a big video game outlet upload some Halo 2 Anniversary gameplay in 720p 30 frames. Now, that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable anymore. It's time to step it up a notch. So I guarantee you guys, every chance I get, I will show you guys 60 frames here. I render out massive multiple gigabyte files for you guys to fully enjoy content. So I mean, especially with Halo, I am a Halo guy, and I'm back in the grind, and I'm so happy. You guys have no idea how happy I am. You guys are all really enjoying this Halo content, getting a ton of views. I'm really enjoying being back in that scene again. A lot of exciting stuff coming up. But let's talk about Halo 4, now that I had this kind of giant segue there, talking about frames per second and how much it matters. It's good. So I am of the camp that, I enjoy every Halo game for what it is, and I actually, rediscovering it now with Master Chief Collection in this, it looks really good. And it really encourages me to get back into it. So right now I'm actually just finishing up Halo 3 and then going to Halo 4 to make sure I've played them all. Beat CE, beat Halo 2 Anniversary, halfway through 3. And I played a couple levels of Halo 4 just to try it out, but it's beautiful. So actually, Promethean Vision, look at this. It never looked this good. Promethean Vision especially, for some reason, is a perfect example of what this game looks like in 1080p and 60 frames. It can't just be me, right? Like, that looks really good when I hit that button. Look at it. That looks awesome. Every little line is just, it's beautiful. No, I'm a I'm playing on normal right now, by the way. I should probably mention it in case anyone's going to ask. If you ask before you get to this point, then you probably should have kept watching the video. And you can call someone out for that if they do. But, yeah, playing on normal. You know, I always play Halo on Heroic before anyone calls me out for being a kid, dirty casual. Kind of bad. But no, Halo games, traditionally, I will always play a solo playthrough on Heroic, because that's the way the game's designed, almost always. And then they scale it up or they scale it back a bit. But I'm doing normal here just to make it a little easier, so I can just kind of, a lot less caring. And because this whole time I was kind of multitasking at the same time. I just kind of want to do one nice playthrough for you guys. Not too many deaths, not too many annoying things. Just kind of as fast as possible going through it. Otherwise, this video would be even longer, because I forgot how long the level Infinity was. And people keep asking me to show other kind of maps from Anniversary and stuff like that, but there are only 4 maps I'm allowed to show in the game. And this is one of them. So Infinity from Halo 4, and it's bringing back some memories, man. Even though it's recent, but I'm actually thoroughly enjoying it. Like, even honestly, watching my footage right now and commentating, I miss some Halo 4, man. I could hit up some campaign for sure. It's so fascinating to me what you'll notice when you play these games back to back. When you leap between 1, 2, 3, 4, beating a campaign, hopping to another, you really appreciate the differences, and it's not a negative thing. Like, for instance, people called it moaning and whining. Those kind of guys had no idea that my commentating style, obviously, but I wasn't moaning and whining. I was just making some statements about, like, snipers, for instance, and how every game, the sniper, they suck in some games. Like, they're brutal. And I kind of made the wrong and I worded it weird, but, people thought I kind of said that, like, Halo 3 snipers are worse than Halo 2 snipers. No. Halo 2 are brutal. They will just own you without even a headshot from anywhere instantly, and they do suck. I'll give you guys that. Like, no doubt, they're like the worst. But what I was getting at was that Halo 3 doesn't really have that one kill-all super awesome enemy except the snipers. Like, that's Halo 3. Like, the snipers are just not even fair in Halo 3. I mean, they're worse. Yes, they are worse in Halo 2, but in Halo 3, that is Halo 3's, like, tough bad guy. Halo 2 is a lot less forgiving, a lot easier just to get frustrated with dumb amount of deaths. Halo 4, actually, something I've always liked about Halo 4 is how strong the Promethean Knights are. So I think it's really interesting that they introduced this new character right off the bat. So quickly, we see this new character. I mean, and video games need to do this to innovate, right? So let's go back to the beginning of Halo, right? We start off, we fight some grunts, right? All right, cool, little guys, done. We got that type. We got elites, which are slightly, more your size, more of a formidable opponent. You're kind of seen as your equal in a way, right? And then we have, little side classes like jackals kind of thing. We got some long-range guys. You have hunters, and they're the massive tanks, right? And then we are introduced to something else. We're introduced to brutes in Halo 2. And brutes were an interesting addition, like even tougher, thicker skin on them, right? Do some solid damage on you. So where do you go from there? Prometheans. Prometheans are the next step.
Afraid we're gonna have to give you an IOU on that welcome home party. Tom Lasky, first officer of the Infinity. Never thought I'd see you again.
Seal her up! I thought you'd be taller.
Ground forces ordered to return to Infinity immediately.
Commander, radio's hot.
Respond to comm. On what frequency? What frequency, damn it?
Infinity, this is Commander Lasky. The Helkin recon teams are down. Repeat, all birds are down. We got numerous casualties and require immediate assistance. Over.
Vital. Did you get the coordinates of that gravity well?
Affirmative, sir, but we're gonna need a bus out of here.
Make it happen.
You were sent on a scouting run in the middle of an attack on the ship.
The captain thought Infinity could provide us cover and hold off the attack at the same time.
Sir, we'll never get the wounded back to the ship on foot.
I don't know if it's too soon to ask you for a favor, but we're gonna run out of breathing room here real quick. I don't suppose you're any good at clearing LZs.
On occasion. I'll send out an all clear once the area is secured.
A topographical scan of the area shows a break in the foliage.
So as I was saying, Prometheans, yeah, it was an interesting leaps and bounds different, streets ahead from previous Halo games. So, you know, you have these brutes, which are an interesting new enemy to fight, and then we have an entirely new class of enemies, but keeping, you know, when you look at a type of enemy, for instance, Prometheans, you really got to pay attention to the game design mechanics of them, of what they do. So right away we have the crawlers, right? They're vertical, they're horizontal, they're going all over the place, they're quick, they have range, right? They're kind of like the new grunts, but not all. I would say they're somewhere between a jackal and a grunt, is what they are. You know, this kind of interesting new thing there. I don't know what's going on. They're just flying together. And then, you know, we got some watchers, which are actually a very interesting little, you know, support class. But the Promethean Knights are formidable. They are strong. I'm always surprised how much ammo those guys take. They take a lot of hits, and I actually really, really like it. For a game to make you enjoy fighting an enemy, one that's actually tough, and enjoy having that thrill, is very well done. And, you know, people are way too quick to hate on Halo 4 because they didn't like the multiplayer or whatever. Or, you know, there's a couple story things that I'm kind of iffy about, but like, even looking at this footage right now, especially, you know, 1080p, 60 frames per second, this looks better than a lot of games I can think of. Like, if I saw 10 seconds of this beside, you know, 10-second clips of a bunch of games, I would choose this. This looks awesome. As a huge first-person shooter fan. I'm a huge first-person shooter fan. As a huge first-person shooter fan, they've got a lot of things right. They really did a lot of things right, and I feel, you know, people are still very quick, and I can't wait for that moment for people to, if it happens, hopefully, you know, to start just tone it down a notch. You know, sure, we didn't like the multiplayer. Done. We've agreed on that. But let's, you know, look at the good aspects of Halo 4. There's some awesome stuff it's done. Oh, what is that? For pest control. I think it's for killing some crawlers. But look at these guys, and they teleport, and they're almost like they're like super enemies, and they're coming at you right away. And I really like that. They're so fun to battle them. I actually just realized I don't think I actually get an assassination in this game. I should have done that. Assassinations are fun. Yeah, no, I'm really interested to see where the campaign of Halo 5 goes, because once again, I'm so happy watching this right now. And that's weird. Like, I just want to play some Halo is how I feel about this. Halo will forever have that Halo feel, that Halo touch, and I'll always trust like 343, especially with making sure, you know, they know their brand. They really know their brand. And, you know, you're going to always get the people who are certain that they're out to destroy the franchise and whatever, you know, however these people want to feed these negative thoughts out there. But it's, you know, it's for making so many creative decisions, it still plays surprisingly like Halo. For jumping drastically forward in terms of graphics, it still feels like a Halo game. You still have all the basic parts of Halo there. And that's really what's important, and 343 knows that, and it's going to stay that way. And I assure you guys, so I'm honestly very, very, very excited for Halo 5. Because I think they've really figured their stuff out. They really know what didn't work, what did work, and they're going to go with it. They're going to run with it. They're going to do what they can to make it awesome. So I will say right here, there's actually a lot of people's complaints about Halo 4 was that you're essentially running from A to B and plopping Cortana into, you know, some slot and then surviving a horde of enemies while she unlocks something. But to be fair, that's kind of just a video game trope. That just kind of happens. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have played Destiny. What happens in Destiny? How many times are you going to a door, your ghost has to unlock it, and you just wait after wave of guys come by, and you just take them out. It's how it works. That's how you can keep an environment enjoyable. You make these amazing sceneries, and if you're just going to run by them, why bother, right? These game designers really want you to experience these play spaces for what they are. It's a very common level design thing to have these, you know, these kill boxes here, where you're fighting horde after horde of enemies coming in from different sides, teleporting in. And yeah, you know, maybe Halo 4 overdid that a bit. A few too many, put Cortana somewhere, go with it. But it's still, I mean, just look at this. I think this looks awesome. I'm still, like, honestly, I'm I'm fascinated by how much I'm enjoying watching this little screen here and just commentating. Because there's something, maybe it's just Halo. Maybe I just love Halo, because I do, no doubt. I'm insane about Halo, I always have been, but I personally, I like what should be liked about Halo 4. There's some very interesting things here.
Got it! Passageways unlocked!
Yeah, the story, okay, I'll give it to you guys. The story was, you know, it was rushed. It seemed there, you know, they threw us into this whole universe. So hopefully if there's anything they learned, hopefully it's to really, you know, be able to not use supplemental material.
Sorry about all this. That hatch's security was more difficult than I expected.
It's all right.
It's not all right. Nothing about it is all right.
Also, how happy are you guys that Cortana appears in that little box rather than taking over your entire screen? Oh, so annoying. The worst in Halo 2 and Halo 3. That was the worst. I'm glad. So actually, it's funny that I noticed this about 1080p. When you see those screens pop up of guys talking, you can really see them. That's such a small amount of pixels allocated to it before, but now it's very, very clear and very smooth. So I noticed those little heads-up messages are freaking awesome to pay attention to. And you can just, even at a corner of your eye, it's so crisp that you can, you know, really, really get the emotion. Rather than just being like a face talking, it's, you see them. You see them there. You really get the feel for them. And I really like that about all these new additions to the game. So I really screw up here, if I recall. Like, I don't know what I was doing. I just wanted to, like, experiment with some weapons and, like, play around a bit, but yeah, these freaking jackals taking me out. Oh, he almost got me. Like, there's a few very close deaths here. I'm so surprised. I don't think I die. I don't think I die, but look at this. Like, he's on me. He's coming. Oh my god. I'm taking so many hits. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Also, I legitimately believe that the railgun is one of the best weapons to come to Halo. It's, how fun is the railgun? I just think it's, maybe I'm on my own here, but you guys let me know in the comments. But I personally really, really, really enjoyed using it. It's just a fun one. It's just, it's fast. It's all the fun of a Spartan laser in such a short little burst. Really hurting on the ammo here. I have nothing. Weapons empty. Another thing I noticed that I totally forgot about is how clear Master Chief's visor is around the screen. And I always find that an interesting design choice, because is it more immersive? I personally think so. I think, you know, I don't notice it at first, especially playing the other Halo games and stuff. I'm like seeing a lot more of an open field. You're like, oh my god.
Cortana to Lasky. LZ is secured.
Roger that, Cortana. I'll give you the coordinates. Mayday! Mayday! Code red! Hostile elements attempting to gain entrance to the Infinity Bridge. They're outside the hatch! Doors breached! Doors breached! All units return to Infinity immediately. That's an order. Chief, I'm redirecting the Spartan force to Rally Point Alpha Sierra Foxtrot. Until we catch up, you have tactical command of the forward assault force. Rendezvous with those men and take back that ship.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, Chief. Lasky out.
This is Pelican 595. We have the Chief on board and are outbound for Rally Point Alpha Sierra Foxtrot.
Yeah, you're always so surprised seeing this, at least I am, seeing this, my helmet there. I'm like, what? This is interesting. Is this annoying? I don't think so. I like how it bobs slightly. Like, it, to me, it's very realistic. And again, there's just these little touches about Halo 4 that still make it, I think, even in the, you know, since new generation console comes out, I still think Halo 4 looks better than pretty much any first-person shooter out there. Like, honestly, I legitimately believe that. I think it's, for what they did with a 360 game, it's incredible. You can tell, you know, Microsoft really put their resources together, and that's the joy of 343 being a part of Microsoft like this, is that they have access to so many great things, so many great studios, so many great locations, and a lot of things they can, so many great people, really amazing people working on this kind of thing. So it looks good, and 1080p 60 frames, it's special. I remember first time playing with these Spartans here, I'm like, oh my god, we can play with Spartans. I mean, to be fair, you could play as Spartans or with Spartans in Halo Reach, but I guess that was a pretty interesting experience. I'm excited for Halo 5 because I believe that that's going to keep going. I believe there's going to be a lot of multiple Spartan fighting. And that's, you know, obviously a full theory of mine. I don't have any proof of this, really, but what do you think? I mean, it's something that I think is very likely, to be honest, in Halo 5, doing a lot of actually, that's a very good question, because they can really go two ways with the next, especially the next like 3 Halo games, or 2 even, because Chief is likely very solitary lately, right? Like, he's on his journey, and then you have Locke, who's probably not so solitary, who's probably in a team, taking people down, working as a crew. And that'd be really fun to do, especially as this new cool character, as opposed to, say, you know, look at Halo Reach, you're a nobody. Noble 6 isn't a character. It's a vessel. It's something you play as. It's something you put yourself in his shoes and you become him, and that's all he's for. And I don't like that in games. I don't like that. I'd rather have a character with something that I can connect to, and I can pretend is me, but not in the same way that, like, this is entirely me, as much as this is someone I like, and this is someone I am being. You're role-playing as this character. And there's so much more emotion, and there's so much more story to be told when you do that. Like, all the little sparks and splatter and all the things, smoke, splatter on the environment, it still looks great. It looks really, really good. And there's something I was actually surprised. I remember I heard a lot from 343 guys the whole time saying, seriously, wait till you see Halo 4. Wait till you see it. It looks really good. And I believe him now. I totally believe him. Like, it's just a beautiful game. And I've always thought that about it, even on 360. So they've really stepped it up a notch here in the visuals. I just can't wait to log so much time on multiplayer, though. It's Halo again, guys. I can't be the only one here. I'm sure I'm not excited for it to make this comeback. I am already feeling it in the community, in the fans, of people getting back into Halo. The amount of people right now buying Xbox Ones, finally. They waited so long to do it, and now they're buying it just to play Halo. Just even the Master Chief Collection. And that's so exciting to me, because it's my series. Like, I've always been a Halo guy, and I'm so immersed in this universe and in this community that, you know, it's really sad seeing it turn the way it did. In the past, you know, few years, Halo's been a very interesting thing, and it just hasn't, you know, there's been negativity and, you know, backlash from different communities and bullying, and now it feels right now. So I really hope it stays that way. I know everyone's going to be absolutely thrilled with the Master Chief Collection, so that's at least a start. So at least for another year, everyone will be very Halo happy, and I'm sure people will just be logging all their minutes on Halo. Like, it's going to be really hard for me to play other games, honestly. It already is for me, and game's not even out yet. I already just find myself like, why make a video? I could just game.
Master Chief, this is Captain Del Rio. Lasky just radioed. You picked a hell of a time to rejoin us.
Sir, what's our status?
That satellite took down the ship's defenses and is extracting data from the ship's mainframes as we speak.
Can we break the connection?
Main point of contact's on the ship's upper hull. The fastest route is through the maintenance causeway. There's Amanda, stopped inside the door. Take it. You'll need the extra firepower.
I like taking this mongoose. Oh man, let's drive this thing. He doesn't want to get. See that guy? He just walked away. He doesn't even care. Nope, doesn't want me. Fine. Be that way. I'll take a mongoose for like 5 meters until I get to this guy. What an interesting level, though. I found this was a very Call of Duty level, in the sense that COD loves to just give you vehicles. Like, just throw vehicle after vehicle after action scene after action scene, which I think is one of the best things Call of Duty does with campaigns. And Halo no doubt took notes there to just make it this thrill ride of, like, this is hardly, for such a long, well, it feels long at least, for such a long map in that sense, you know, they're running around a lot. It was just the environment just seems big, but it just keeps throwing so many things at you, from the tank and driving warthogs and holding stuff out and turrets and mongooses, and now we're walking with this guy. Like, I love it, honestly. That's something Call of Duty has always done right. that I've always loved about Call of Duty. Is just these. Honestly, Call of Duty is up there in the games that of modern first-person shooters of inspiring these epic action scenes. I mean, since Call of Duty, 1, 2, the really early ones, they've always tried to throw these action sequences at you. So, give credit where it's due. I'm sure there's a lot of Call of Duty haters in this that are on my channel and watch Halo stuff, but like, come on, guys, grow up. It's time to give credit where it's due. Every game does something right. Almost every game. Maybe like E.T. didn't. It was really good at getting buried in the middle of the desert, though. I'll give it that. It did a great job. It was a hide-and-seek champion, so there's that. Congrats on winning that. So A for effort on hiding. But no, it's really wise to play a bunch of games. Open your mind. Try to, gaming's this amazing form that used to be so underground and used to be so lame and so nerdy and so not cool. And I was actually at the club the other night, and I was dressed as Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs for Halloween. And some guy said, "What are you?" And then his friend just yelled, "Oh, he's from a video game." And I'm like, "Yeah, good." And he's like, "Yeah, well, I don't play video games because I'm not a virgin." I'm like, what? Do you live in the 80s? No one has that opinion anymore. Everybody games. My girlfriend even said, she's like, "Yeah, I don't even know a guy who doesn't game." I know. It's common. It was just such a kind of took me back, but that's something so cool about gaming now is that it is cool. Is that it's okay to do. And no one's going to judge you. And if they do, well, they're idiots because they're the ones being judged. We now have the upper hand, which, I mean, there's a lot of negative things that come with that, but now's your opportunity to just play.
That might be how they're blocking the Infinity's defenses.
Exactly what we were thinking. Neutralize them so we can get our guns back online and show that satellite we're more than just a big paperweight.
We're on it, Commander. Cortana out.
If you got the money, just pick up some AAA titles. That's the easy one, right? Pick up the really popular games, Ubisoft games, Call of Duty, Halos. Play them. Experience them. Talk with your friends about them. Tweet about it. It's good. Just expand your knowledge of gaming. There's so much out there for you to play. The difference between, Halo and Sunset Overdrive. Both incredible games. Sunset Overdrive is freaking awesome. Just look at the reviews. Play it. Don't be that guy that goes, "I only play Call of Duty," or "I only play Halo." Because there's a lot to experience out there. There really is. There's lots of amazing games, and there's something I love more than sitting down and having a real in-depth game design discussion with people. And if if you're sitting here, you're on the edge of your seat with what I'm saying, which I thank you. Absolutely check out Braid and Limbo. Are two games that are really interesting game design wise. So if you really want to get into the game industry or just be more knowledgeable of game design in general, Braid and Limbo are my go-to games. Really, pick those up, play them. Let me know what you think, because they challenge a lot of gaming conventions. There's a lot of indie games especially that do that are worth even playing a few levels of, just trying out. Like Fez, very fascinating. It's fascinating to see what they do. So whenever I hear someone rave about a game that it does something interesting, I'm fascinated by it. Like, I just want to quickly go play it. There's a lot of games that, like Papers, Please, probably the most obscure game I've spent any time on. You just look at papers and see if they match. See if the guy's legally allowed to enter the country. Like, it's such a tedious game, but it's interesting because of that. It's interesting to simulate this thing in life that would be tedious. So I just love just trying stuff. So highly recommend, if you're at all interested, check out Braid, check out Limbo. It's worth trying stuff. It's worth exploring games like that. Crush.
Come on. A few more minutes.
I always try to actually take out these drop ships because they're just satisfying. If you do it fast enough, it's usually a lot easier too, but it just feels good. Feels good just blowing those things up. I have to charge all my rockets, fire them all off. It's not enough. A little more. A little more, I'll get them. I'm not sure if the draw distance has been fixed. I'm sure it has. I noticed you can still see some pretty minute details in the environment. Around, even in far away things, like the sides of the ship and stuff. It all seems pretty clear, crisp.
Network's reading operational, but our EM relays are malfunctioning. You'll have to initiate the link manually.
What I want to know, people, is where the hell did those things come from?
It's possible that they're native to Requiem, or whatever counts as native for a Forerunner AI.
We've never seen this type of offensive reaction from any of the other installations.
Other installations?
Mr. Lasky.
Infinity's mission has been to locate the remaining Halo rings and establish permanent bases to study them for decommission. We got locations up and running around installations 5 and 3, but lately they've run into some setbacks.
A science team got zapped excavating a Forerunner artifact. This sensor data is all that was left.
Interesting. These symbols are a derivation of the Forerunner glyph system.
And our geeks managed to pull some coordinates. I'll give you 3 guesses where it led.
Sir, Gypsy Company is prepped and ready to roll on your orders.
Thank you, Palmer. Mr. Lasky, you take point. I want boots on the ground in 60.
Captain.
This is a first contact scenario, Master Chief. Priority is to free Infinity from Requiem's gravity well and file a threat assessment back at FleetCom.
You mean we're leaving?
Sir, Infinity drove the Didact back. He's vulnerable.
He isn't the only one. You know, I think you, of all people, would appreciate the benefit of living to fight another day.
Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. It's tricky to do commentary this long, and sometimes I just kind of go on tangents, and I want to know if you guys, what you think. I really want your feedback. If you're okay with that, then I'm definitely going to do more. I'm going to do more long form, like I'll record an entire level of gameplay and just talk. Because I can talk a lot, if you guys didn't know. I just like I just like talking about stuff and game design and stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I have a lot of experience in that I do just want to share with people, and this is a really good medium to do that. So if you guys, actually are enjoying these, I got a few comments people said they want me to do it, so let me know. Hit that like button, much appreciated. Subscribe if you are not already. I'll catch you guys in the near future for a lot more awesome Halo content.
There is much talk, and I have listened through rock and metal and time.